Here lies Georgia Tech. Here lies Clemson. Here lies Notre Dame and Nebraska, Michigan and Miami. Since a 1962 victory at the University of Georgia under head coach Bill Peterson, the Florida State Seminoles have celebrated big wins on the road by taking pieces of the opposing team's field and burying them here at the FSU Sod Cemetery.
Pete and those players were innovative, and so he brought an offensive style of ball that produced a lot of wins for Florida State. He was a very colorful character, and really he brought us into the big time in college football in the 1960s.
While over 20 Sod victories belonged to Peterson's Seminoles of the 1960s, the Sod Cemetery became an even more vital part of FSU lore in 1976, when Bobby Bowden took over a struggling Florida State program from Darryl Mudra.
Coach Bowden, had the moniker as the Road Warrior. Coach Bowden, if you will, kind of inherited that in the beginning. But because we had success and because it worked for us, I think Bobby really in the back of his mind said, we need to continue to be at the forefront of the college game. And in order to do that, we need to be willing to travel.
Bowden inherited a reeling program with future schedules that featured some of the most well-known and feared places to play in college football. Schedules that included LSU's Death Valley, the Horseshoe in Columbus, Ohio, and Nebraska's Memorial Stadium, just to name a few. It was tough going for Bowden Seminoles in the early days, but soon enough his Road Warriors would earn the respect of college football's powerhouses by bringing them back to Tallahassee, one blade of grass at a time.
I played at Nebraska, they never came here. I played those years at LSU, they never came here.
The Road Warriors would set the standard for Florida State football. Without them, the Noles' dominance in the 1990s and their resurgence today would not be possible, a fact for which Garnet and Gold faithful are especially grateful, which is exactly why they're all here, at the cemetery, 2 hours before kickoff of the Clemson game, for a new tradition FSU is calling Sod Talk, where former players, coaches, and FSU celebrities talk about the significance and their relation to some of the Seminoles' greatest games memorialized here.
In the past year, athletics has done a marvelous job in making the cemetery a lot more visible. And so with that, I noticed last year I would go over and watch, and fans were talking among themselves, I wonder what that means, or why was that game a Sod game, or do you remember that one? So there's a colloquy going on, and it sort of hit me that it might be fun for those same fans to have a chance to hear from some players who had returned the Sod.
So here lies LSU. Here lies Georgia. Here lies Auburn. Here lies Arizona State. Here lies Florida. Here lies memorable upsets. Here lies dominating wins. Here lies what turned FSU into one of the game's most storied programs. Here lies what makes the Seminoles the dominating force they are today. Here lies the past. Here lies the present. Here lies the future. I'm Ryan Kelly reporting for Seminole Sports Magazine.